Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to our show. Because doing Wops are having a wonderful freaking day on this 23rd April 2025. Today we're reviewing one of my favorite movie and I watched lately that we haven't watched for a while. We're reviewing the movie Crank. And I know what you're saying, dude, it's a shitty movie. And my answer to this is fuck you. To me, Crank is one of the best movie ever made. So here's my story with Crank, right? I live in my parents' house, and my parents are very controlling. They're very like, "Hey, you're gonna be watching this, you're gonna be listening to this." So, I don't have that much culture and something else that they're wanting for me, which sucks, but doesn't suck because that's the way. There's the rule, their house, their rules. I respect that. So I go into the apartments, right, and they teach me that you have to work and you have to work, and I'm seeing both my mom and my father being complete slave to their work. My father, he doesn't have a life if it's not for his work, and my mom, she needs, I need money, and I need money, because she has spending habits, right? So my first thought is like, dude, fuck that. I want to live my life a little bit. I spent 20 years because I left the house at 20, and I lived 20 years and the shadow of my parents, and having to do everything that they wanted. So we're not gonna work. But then I want to be entertained, so I start buying movies. Out of the movies we buy from Walmart, the $5 bin. You go in the bin and you choose movies. That's what we did. Out of the movie there was some gem. There's a Chucky. One of those gem was also Crank, and we bought a DVD, and it was so fucking nice because the DVD was Crank 1 and Crank 2, and it was so freaking good. Now, technically speaking, Crank, I'll be completely honest, I didn't know who Jason Statham was. This was my introduction to Jason Statham. Believe me not, it's crazy, right? So I don't know Crank at all, and I'm like, fuck that. But it's a two movie, it's gonna be $5. So even though it's not a good movie, I don't really care, right? I'm willing to take a risk. So I watch a movie and I fall in love right away. So the world building of Crank, whereas this guy has a certain amount of time to live, and he becomes this junkie of energy, right? The energy drinks, and it's a movie that aged so well because you're kind of seeing the old Red Bull, you're kind of seeing a lot of energy drinks. The guy does hard drugs to have this, and it's just so fucking funny because even the name Chris Chelio, Chev Chelio, it's so fucking nice. It's like a comic name. It's like a superhero name that doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's for a gangster. The exact movie in itself is actually so good because you fall in love with the characters. Like for example, there's this, I think it's a male prostitute. Actually, like, fuck, why am I liking a male prostitute? But he's actually a really loyal guy, right? You got this person that wants to kill Chris Chelios, so you're supposed to hate him, right? And you hate him, but then Chris goes after his brother. Like, okay, well, you took my brother. I was supposed to kill you, you know? And then the best part about it, spoiler, um, he gets killed. He's trying to, okay, the whole story is about this guy with Chris Chelio who doesn't give a fuck about anybody but himself, right? So he's like, fuck you, but he has a girlfriend, he really likes her. And because he really likes her, he wants to be a good person, right? And then what happened is so as a kid I didn't understand. As an adult I understand. There's this guy that he's supposed to kill, or yeah, he's supposed to kill, and is the leader of a gang. Now at first I'm like, well, he doesn't want to kill anymore. I think that what happened is he didn't want to kill this person because he know that there's going to be created a war, and he knew that by killing this person he will have to kill a lot more people. So by not killing this one person, he avoided war, and they're coming after him. And it's nice because they didn't kill him. So it's like the classical sense of a villain not killing the hero. Why didn't you kill him when you have a chance? Kill him. You have him right now. Why don't you kill him? Right? But then you have this doctor who sees prostitutes, right? Is the world of complete nonsense. And he has his girlfriend that's kind of like a mess, and she's a little pothead, and she's completely different than him, right? And he's trying to save her, and he's trying to be different for her, which is really sweet. But then what ended up happening is, he has to run away, and it's such a good movie because he's changing. Like for example, right? He constantly need to move, and he doesn't care about dying until he killed this one person, right? And he killed this one person, and then he goes in, and the movie was made to be standalone, to be like a single movie, not two. So what ended up happening is he goes and he dies, right? And the last thing that he does is he called this person. It's like, yo, I miss you. Take care, like a last goodbye. And it's fun because Chris Chelio in the beginning, you don't know much about him, right? You don't know much about him. What do you do? You don't know. You have no clue about it. I'm sorry, I'm playing the tower. Um, but at the same time, it's intended that he would do so. Like he really liked this girl. He really liked this girl. So because he really liked this girl, he'll do something for her, right? And that's the main purpose, or one of the purpose of the movie. And it's nice because the simple fact, there's no character building. You're just straight into this world. This is this guy. This guy is. This guy is important. This guy is not important, right? It's a constant question of, well, what's gonna happen? How is this gonna end, right? And this question of, is he gonna be able to achieve revenge? But the revenge isn't the main plot. He just tells the girl that he loves her, right? Such a good movie, Crank. The second one is good, but the first one is just a instant classic. Love this movie. You don't need a character building. One of my favorite game ever is Borderlands 2. The narrative is good, but you can just come in the game and just kill people, and that's just fun. So yeah, you don't need a narrative, and you don't need a backstory. We basically know nothing about it, and it doesn't really matter. All that matters is the movie is funny. It's also the perfect amount of comedy and the perfect amount of violence. One of my favorite scenes, which is the picture perfect description for the movie, is there's a male prostitute and he's fighting against the brother of the guy we're trying to kill, and he's fighting, and the male prostitute is like, and like a wussy, right? Another guy has the garbage and he's hitting him with the garbage, and then it's funny because he's like, what a wuss. But then a couple of seconds later, Chris Shelley will shoot the guy in the head, right? Like, okay, well, this is fucking gore. This is fucking violence, right? It's just nice. It's just nice. And one of the most meaningful scene, and again, it's how I think this is how much of a good movie it is. You don't care about the male prostitutes, right? But then he gets killed. And then he gets killed, and then Chris, like, or Chev Chelios, I always call him Chris, I don't know why. And he's like, okay, well, I didn't want him to die, and he feels bad about it. So that's pretty good. Anyway, I gotta take it easy. I have to go. I'm gonna get trained for the election to work. Peace.